horror.
What's up, horror fiend? It's your boy Ricky Van. I am back with my boy Joe the psychologist. You're watching Kick-Ass Horror Fiend TV. What up, Joe? What's good, brother? You ready for this one?
Of course, I'm ready for this one. Obviously, I'm ready for this one. I mean, yeah, let's go.
In this edition of Kick-Ass Horror, we will be discussing Ashley Williams, aka Ash, played by Bruce Campbell to perfection. This character was created by Sam Raimi. He made his debut in The Evil Dead 1981. He's a sales clerk from S-Mart. Did you know that, Joe?
Mm-hmm.
Shop smart. Shop S-Mart. We're going to be talking about Ash, Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness. We're going to leave it there. We're not going to discuss Ash versus Evil Dead or any other appearance or voiceover that Ash has did. We're going to keep it simple. We're going to stick to the trilogy. We're going to be deep diving into this character. Joe, tell me, what is the moment that you saw for the first time, not this Joe, young Joe, when you were like, God dang, this character kicks ass. What was that defining moment in Ash's career for you, bro? Was it Evil Dead 1 or 2?
It was Evil Dead 2. I
Yes,
mean,
I figured,
because
yeah.
let's be honest, Evil Dead 1, he kind of was a bit of a wimp. Um, you
He was
know,
Ashley.
Ashley, and it's funny when rewatching it again, I'm like, damn it, that's right, it's Ashley. I just always
Yeah.
called him Ash.
Mm-hmm.
I forget Ashley.
Yep.
But the first one, he didn't quite have his bravado. In the second one, that's when he started getting his cojones,
Yeah.
you know, and,
1987. 1987 was part 2.
and he started to actually, be able to fight more. The first time around, kind of like Ripley, had to figure the situation out and make through the situation.
Unlike
Come
Ripley though, he started as a pussy. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
no, he
But
did. No, I know. But the same thing, it was figuring out your
yeah,
situations
I
and
understand.
being able to get out.
Yep,
And
yep.
I mean, if you're new to the channel, there isn't when I first joined doing this with my brothers, we did Evil Dead, and there's been a nickname that I've been given because by the end of that episode, I realized that Ash is the first final guy. And I repeat that quite a number of times in the
Oh,
episode.
Joe was pretty fucked up.
But Ash was the first final guy. But with that though, he is not your typical one. Like when I'm gonna say that compared to some of the other characters we're gonna be covering, he's not necessarily start off the same way some of the other characters do.
Yeah,
You know,
evolves over time. Yeah.
it evolves. But it starts out with being that generally in horror movies, a woman is the final person to survive. And Ash was the first guy to survive. Everybody else dies. So that's where the character already sticks out and then, goes back to the cabin like an idiot. And then we've got Army of Darkness. So here we
It's
are for
interesting
Ash.
because you mentioned he goes back to the cabin, and it's weird because Evil Dead 1 and 2 they're pretty much the same film because obviously Raimi got a much bigger budget, more free reign to do what he wants to do. And what I like about Ash is he's a fun character, very self-deprecating, especially like in his later appearances. I know you haven't checked out the series, but this is a character that he starts off as a completely different protagonist as compared to where he leaves off. Of course, Evil Dead 1's a pure horror film.
Yeah.
Evil Dead 2, it is a horror, but this is where a lot of the slapstick, almost like the Three Stooges type of comedy comes in. It's like watching a human cartoon, if that makes any sense. You know,
Yeah.
and especially again
Yeah.
when we get into Army of Darkness. He's just fun, very fun, and I like him because he has an assortment of weaponry. He got a chainsaw, he's got the boomstick, of course, and other various things that he finds around. But this is a character that had to maim himself. So this guy goes through the ringer, bro, and he kills a lot of motherfuckers in the process. Tell me, what kill to you stands out? We're talking about Ash Williams here. A lot of deadites. He come on, man. He mowed down a bunch of these motherfuckers. Any one of them stand out to you?
So I am gonna have to admit that I have never seen Army of Darkness. And so for us doing this episode, I knew I had to watch it. I don't know what kept me from it. I can't answer that. Never do when it comes to these types of movies. But you might be surprised that my memorable kill comes from Army of Darkness. and it's when he's thrown into the pit and the one guy throws his chainsaw down and he jumps up and twists his hand and it locks down and then he
Yeah,
superhero
yeah,
poses it. I was like, "There's the motherfucker,"
yeah.
and he kills that demonite. That and I sat there. I was like, "Rick is gonna be surprised because you are Army of Darkness is like Psycho Gorman. Let's just put it that way. Like that's the kind of the type of movie it is.
Mhm.
So I'm pretty sure when I told you I'm watching it for the first time, you might have been like, "Oh no, Joe's it's nothing like the first two." And you said it's slapstick a little bit. But yeah, no, I actually I dug it. I with him jumping up and hearing the click as he twisted it,
The sound design, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that one is my most memorable one, just because of this ridiculousness of it all, that it's so fucking awesome. And again, Ash in a superhero pose.
Interesting enough, my favorite moment as far as kills, his like my favorite kill from this character does come from Army of Darkness as well, and it's quite different than yours, and it's probably one of the more over the top moments is when he's fighting an army of like mini ashes. I just love it because it cracks me up. By the way, let's forget the fact that one of them like dove down into his stomach and he has to drink boiling water to fucking boil him alive. Notwithstanding that, just I love it when he grabs that little mini. It looks like a fire poker or something. It looks like a fork he
Yeah.
picks up, and the little guy runs, and he throws it. And just the way like the camera like zooms in on it, and you see the one guy, he runs into a fucking pillar with nowhere to go, turns around and gets impaled. I'm gonna be honest, man. As simple as that was, I never forgot that the moment I saw it. And a quick fun fact, I always bring this up, but when I first heard of Army of Darkness and I saw the trailers as a kid, this is 1992. I didn't know it was an Evil Dead related film. I went because the trailer used Holier Than Thou, which is a Metallica song that was just released on the Black album when it came out of the same year. So I was like, this got Metallica music? Oh, I gotta watch this movie. And when I saw the Necronomicon at the beginning, I was floored. So I'm like, okay, this is what I love Army of Darkness. And when you say you haven't watched it before, it just blew my mind. But I know
Yeah.
it happens because there's movies I haven't seen, that are infamous and classic. But I just love when he's fighting himself in those scenes, bro. Because again, I think when we talked about this, you mentioned Sinbad, right? Was that what you mentioned? What was it?
I was I was texting you. But yeah, when he raised the dead and you see all the skeletons go up, I'm like,
Yeah,
"Oh, this brings me back to Sundays afternoon after church,
that's a good shout.
watching
That's a good shout.
pigs, and you're seeing Sinbad, and especially in the Sinbad movies when he fights the skeletons, it's what it looked like." And I sat there, I was like, "All right, I dig this movie. This
Yeah.
movie's fun." I was
It
hyped.
is fun, like, the little mini ass, like,
That was
yelling,
hilarious.
"Ramming speed," you know? And when I'm saying he grabbed the boiling water, he's like, "Alright, little fella, how about some hot chocolate?" Ah! It's like, I love it, that to me, that kill stands out because it's so over the top. I know that he has plenty of kills, but that one was so funny to me that I will never just the way he threw the fucking fork or whatever that thing was, and it impaled the fucking mini ash against the wall. And it's such simple effects, and I mean, they look cheesy now, yes, they do, but I think that adds to the
Okay.
charm of it, you
Yeah.
know?
Ramming speed! Ready! Aim!
You lousy little.
I'm not normally gonna do this, but, a second one, if I'm gonna go back to Evil Dead 2, was when, Linda, when he had a fight with her disemboweled head, it's just her head, and he goes, work shed, and he runs out, and he clamps her head, and I love the little pushing when they pushes into the clamp, the wee little sound that Sam Raimi threw in, that sound effect. Awesome music cue there, and I love it when he took the chainsaw. And mind you, this her body when he looks for the chainsaw on the wall, and it's just a chalk mark. And as soon as he sees the chalk mark, her headless body rams through the fucking door with the chainsaw in hand. And if you didn't realize, I think at the 3:24 mark of that scene, if you go on YouTube, if you just search for that scene, you see Freddy's glove. Freddy Krueger, his glove is hanging over the door as a little
Oh,
Easter
nice.
egg in it. Yeah. So
Nice.
and what I loved about that scene, and the reason why I bring it up is I love when Ash looked at her, and this is the beginning of the one-liners, man. He's like, "You're going down." He's talking to like this fucking head. You're going down. I love that shit. I love that. The whole scene is bonkers, dude. So yeah, that's just an added bonus there because it's so iconic to me. But the Army of Darkness scene was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, there was. I like that one too.
These suffers in torment.
You're going down. Chainsaw.
But character moments, this guy has so many of them. I mean, Jesus Christ. Let's talk about it, bro. We talked about our favorite kill. Let's talk about our favorite character moment. What moment when you think of Ash Williams the character? What pops into your mind, bro?
So it's actually in Evil Dead 2 when he fights his own hand.
Hey, all right,
Because
I'm gonna
it's
say right
so
now. Safe time. That's mine as well. That's mine as well.
it's so stupid. It is so ridiculous. It's so over the top.
Who's
It's like
laughing now?
he did such and for him to know that he's got to do this. Like I have to pull this off. I actually have to pull off my hand kicking my ass. And I have to react to my hand kicking my ass. And it was
When he
just
grabs his
so
own head and flips
and
himself over. By the way,
yes.
Bruce Campbell really did do that stunt, by the way.
Did he do that? I
Yeah,
mean,
he
that's what I'm
did.
saying.
He did.
So for Bruce Campbell to have to pull this off, and because I'm sure that he knew that it's ridiculous, but at the same time, it's supposed to be a little serious because we're talking about
Yeah.
demons, possessions. It's a
Yeah.
horror movie, but yeah, like it all culminating to how Ash eventually gets his iconic chainsaw hand, which is
Exactly my
finally he
point.
ends up cutting off his own hand in the fight, and then still has to fight the fucking hand
Yeah.
after he cut it off.
And
I mean, so
it's also a very pivotal moment in Ash's lore because that's what causes him to get the chainsaw. And the fact that when he cuts the hand, before that he stabs it when they and then he's like that's when all the blood splatters on his face. I'm like, damn, okay. This is the moment when Ash says, you know what? These this evil dead, these demons, these deadites, whatever you want to call them, in order to beat these motherfuckers, I gotta get just as nasty. And he does. He chops off his own fucking hand, bro. So
well, the
awesome,
chainsaw
iconic
appeared
scene.
in the first one.
Yes.
He never used it. That's the whole thing, though. That's what I loved is that the chainsaw actually did. Yeah, no, he never really used it in the first
No,
one.
no, not at all.
So it was
It was in the shed, right? As well in the first
Yeah,
one, right? Yeah.
he went to use it to cut off Linda's head.
Yeah.
And then he changed his mind.
Yeah.
Because he cut off her head with a shovel.
Right, yes.
But
He
he
decapitated her
stood
the
there
shovel.
with the chainsaw, and you sit there and you go, "That's the fucking chainsaw that it's gonna be part." I'm like, "Oh," and I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know if they thought about it, if they wanted to put that in as a foreshadowing to a decision they had
It could have been
for
a
the next
budget thing
one.
too. He probably
Right.
just didn't have time and budget to pull it off at the time.
But just to have that in there, and then the chainsaw come back. You famously say, what is it? Chekhov's gun.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The Chekhov's gun appeared in the first one, where it became actually used in the second one to take off his own hand. I mean,
Yeah.
I fucking love him going against his own hand.
Yeah, dude. The scene when he lops off his hand is great because the sound design, like when the hand, like when he smacks it against the ground, just that boof, that boom. It's just the sound design from that period. It's unmatched. It's so good, and it elevates that scene and adds so much weight to it, and it's just iconic.
That's right. Who's laughing now? Who's laughing now?
My man Ash got some cool aliases too, man. The One, El Jefe, Ashy Slashy. I mean, these are from you don't know these because these are from the TV series, but I had to throw them in here. Hey, when do you find some time, bro? You
Check
gotta
out
watch
series.
it. If you enjoyed Army of Darkness, you're gonna really love the series because the
Well, it's
series
good
is
to.
what I like about the series. It's Ash with like PTSD essentially, about all the shit he's fucking. That's the one thing about these movies, and Ash what makes him such a good, compelling character. Take away all the slapstick and the comedy and the over the top nature of all his situations he finds himself in. It's the amount of trauma this
He went
motherfucker
through
has
some
been
fucked up
through.
shit. You got your ass handed to you by your own hand.
He did.
I
He
mean,
did.
that's something to recover from. Like
Yeah,
literally, your own hand kicked your ass, and you
yeah,
had to cut it off.
absolutely. And this goes for anyone. If you haven't checked out his series, it's on Stars. I believe it should still be streaming, if not on there on Showtime. And it's good because it shows an older Ash. He's out of shape. He lives on his fucking trailer. He's always smoking weed in there and stuff. He's all fucked up. But then something happens. I won't say what it is, but of course the Deadites come back into the world, and my man's got to get back into shape and into fighting form. But I love Ash. Ash is such a good, fun character. And let's not forget the influence this character has had,
Mhm.
because Duke Nukem, the video game, pretty much lifted all his fucking famous lines. Give me
Yeah.
some sugar, baby. Groovy. Like
Uh,
so many classic lines that this guy has inspired, and even cartoons. Like, if you haven't seen Regular Show, do yourself a favor. And this goes for anyone. Watch Regular Show. There is a character. There's the episode in there, and there's a character based. It's fucking Ash Williams, bro. It looks just like him. Same outfit. He's fighting zombies. It's him. This guy. It's a character that he transcends horror at this moment. You could show this character to a casual fan. Oh, I know that guy. That's so and so, whatever, whatever. But I think Bruce Campbell nailed it. No, he nailed this character, and Sam Raimi did a great job of like really having the balls to take him from a meek, feeble character in part one, toughen him up in two, and then completely go off the rails in part three. Like every film is has a different tone, and what I like
mhm.
about that, it gives you a different side of the Ash character you normally wouldn't get with the previous film. So he's a well-rounded character, uh, from top to bottom. So this is why I think this guy belongs definitely on the kick-ass horror list. Anything else you want to say, Joe, before we wrap this one up?
When I watched Army of Darkness, I noticed it was De Laurentiis, and I'm like, oh, so we got some Italian taste in here too. Like this is
Mhm.
awesome, which is kind of
Yeah.
why the color scheme in the movie, the over the topness. I'm like, I see where you got your influence from.
He fucked up the monologue or
The
whatever. The
spell.
spell. He fucked it up. He fucked up the spell. Thank you. I'm a little plus. He fucked up the spell. And what happens is he wakes up in this post-apocalyptic future of Europe, and it's completely desecrated, and it ends with him. He's always he's in this total fucking
Like,
desolate.
God damn it, I fucked up again. Fuck! That's literally
Yeah.
what I got from that scene, honestly. Is that's what he felt like.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
looked around, he goes, son of a mother fucking bitch. It's
There
all
you go.
wrong. Ah! I mean, I loved it because again, it's just fucked up because you said his character
Mhm.
became better because of PTSD, and in the end, that's where he ended up.
Awesome. And I think no character, again, no one got put through the ringer as much as Ash Williams is concerned in my book.
Batter up.
That's gonna do it for this episode. Thank you for joining us on Kick Ass Horror on Horror Fiend TV. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you have not done so already. And Joe, what do we say to that?
This is my boomstick. It's a 12-gauge double-barreled Remington. S-Mart's top of the line. Find this in the sporting goods department. Looks like the sweet baby was made in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Retails for about $100.